And welcome to the Misguided Salon series. I am your host, Paul Goslin, creator of Misguided. And today I am so thrilled to present my conversation with one of my best friends, Stephanie Gachet. Stephanie played Tammy on Guiding Light and Madison on All My Children, and she plays a very heightened version of herself in Misguided. Today we talk about dreams, life advice, and the all-powerful universe. Enjoy.
Stephanie, but any of you can answer it as well. Do you have one particular fan encounter or fan that stands out in your mind?
Actually, there's one in the third row. I'll never forget last year, our fan club weekend, we had this big the St. Jude's fundraising event, and we had a long conversation that night. He was trying to get into the business, and he's an actor, and he was asking for my advice, and he kept in contact with me afterwards through letters and stuff. And since he's gotten day players on One Life to Live, and he's totally going for it. So I've been following his career while he's following mine.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
Welcome to the Misguided Salon.
Oh, thank you for having me here. I'm so happy to see you. It's been too long.
It's been a long time. Life happens and kids happen, and
2020 happened.
2020 was a thing that happened. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start by asking about our origin story. And I know it played a little bit in the series, but I figured we could just share with everyone how you and I came to be friends in this world.
Yeah, I love it. And I just love the way the universe brings people together. You know what I mean? I just feel like, yeah, the universe brings people together that are meant to be in each other's lives. And it's cool to see how it happens because it's not always in the typical ways. There are places we make friends very naturally, like at school or at work or whatever. But with us, I remember the very night we met in New York. I miss New York a little bit recently.
Not even a little, maybe a lot.
Need to go. Need to go when things are cool and travel okay and all of that. But yeah, just those big city vibes that you just can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
But we were in New York. It was fall, probably, maybe October.
Yep.
Every year there was a weekend full of fun events with the cast of Guiding Light and I think some of the other soaps that shot in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And we did lots of fundraisers and fun events with fans of the show. And at one particular fundraising event at a hotel in Midtown New York, you were there. And I think we met outside the hotel. Were we just taking a breather from the event? Why were we outside?
I think we were. I think I went with you to say goodbye to Tom.
I don't remember.
I think
because I didn't meet you in the ballroom or anything.
I don't actually remember how we ended up outside, but I'm glad we did.
Outside a hotel. We got to chatting. And I remember you telling me that you had dreams of being a soap actor, that you were an actor, that, I think you were asking advice about the business or whatever. And I don't remember exactly what I told you.
I was trying to think too. And it must have just been keep going, keep doing it.
That's if anyone had ever asked me advice about the acting business, it's pretty much always the same answer, which is just it's, as my mom always used to put it, it's your stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah.
Your persistence, your willingness to kind of really keep going for it, not get discouraged and all that stuff. And what's so great is you're the epitome of that to me, of the just always going for it, making it happen. And but then we just stayed in touch after that. I remember you keeping in touch with me after the event, and you just know your people when you meet them sometimes, I think, in terms of who your soul friends are,
I think so. Yeah, I definitely. Just knowing our paths, how they've lined up, almost weirdly, especially in LA, like
Yeah.
um, I definitely feel the universe put us together and it's keeping us together.
Yeah. Kept us in touch all that time, all this time.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, that's, I love it.
Where we came from.
I love it. And I was able to incorporate that into the series briefly and then have you a part of this soap opera journey that I'm on.
Which I just feel like is so perfect for the continue, like given where we started. And there I was working on a soap opera. It was your lifelong dream, Guiding Light in particular,
Mm-hmm.
come together. And then who could have known in that moment that years later we'd be in LA and you would have created this series.
I mean, if you had told me that that was going to happen at that moment, like, no way. Like, I would have been like, uh, what is a digital series?
Right. Well, that's just at that point. That
Uh,
was like a
yeah.
concept yet.
But it's, I mean, the way it's worked out, the way it's unfolded, everything, I really do think the universe lays things out the way that they're meant to. And I'm very thankful for that. Uh,
Right.
so, since we're talking, obviously, we're going to be talking about Misguided for a little bit. Do you have a favorite scene or that you were in the series throughout the 3 seasons, or something that you watched? Maybe you watched film, or maybe you watched afterward, and you were like, "Oh, I really this was such a cool scene," or whatever.
Yeah. Well, from Misguided, I think like the standout for me was when we were shooting in the hospital, and
Okay.
and I thought you had died, and just like the melodrama of I thought I had poisoned you and killed you.
Oh no. No, 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 no. I gave him a smoothie, but it was all natural. Strawberries and bananas.
I mean, he could have a strawberry and or banana allergy. I'll be back. Just let the nurses know if anything different happens when he wakes again.
I'm so sorry if I did this to you. I had no idea you would react like this. I need you to come back to us. To me. Paul, you moving out here is one of the best things that's happened to me in a long time, okay? I need you to get through this. I don't know what my life would be like without you. Paul, you're my best friend.
I loved being your friend.
Don't talk like that, okay? I need you to stay positive. You're gonna get through this, okay? I need you to stick with me. We're gonna get through this together, all right? We are gonna inspire each other. We're gonna have crazy adventures.
I can't. It hurts. Everything hurts too much.
No. No, you have to hang in there, Paul. No, no, no. Hey, Paul. No, come back, Paul. Don't give up, Paul. No, God. Don't give up. Stay with me, Paul. Don't give up. Come back. No, come back, Paul.
That just sticks out to me because it was like super fun, soapy, melodramatic, like, you know, and I had been at that point in time, that was season 2.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, I had been not working in soaps for a little while.
Yeah, I think you had moved. I think you had. I mean,
I was in San Diego.
Yeah. You've been.
Yeah. So that was, you know, it's kind of nice to then, you're going to come back and do something soapy, like to really get soapy.
Oh yeah, that's like. I mean, I literally, I didn't word for word copy, but it was definitely reminiscent of Tammy's death on.
Right. I remember with Jonathan was on top of Tammy falling, and then they were.
I had never seen a death scene like that before. Like, I've never seen someone grieve like heaving on top of someone. I was like, that's intense.
It was really intense. I don't remember why. Maybe it was just for a trip down memory lane, but it wasn't too long ago that I actually rewatched the Tammy death scenes from Guiding Light. And it's so weird because, like, I was a part of it and because it was make believe. But like if I watch that now, I literally cry. It's
Yeah.
just too sad.
It's a big death. Like it's hard. It's hard to watch. And I think, I mean, a big part of it is just the way people's reactions are to a death.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and I think Tom hit like really emotional notes, like personally, that just like transcend the screen and hit you
Yeah.
right in the heart.
Exactly. Exactly. That's like true artistry, you know. But there's, I mean, like also with Misguided, I'll never forget shooting the wedding and being reunited with Justin and getting to spend time that day that we were shooting with Justin, because he and I were really close friends during the period of time that we were on Guiding Light together. And then we always stayed in touch, but we don't get to hang out. And so kind of coming back together and that whole day, that whole shoot was really fun.
It was, I mean, that was very special for me to reunite you guys. Like I was very excited. Because I mean, you guys were a part of the time period that I was watching. I mean, I've watched for a long time, but I remember watching Tammy and Jonathan, or Tammy and Joey.
Right.
So it was really cool. And I just so you know, I just got off a Clubhouse chat that he was on. He says hello. I don't know. I don't know how
old enough to be in a Clubhouse yet. I do have it. I got in.
Yeah, I don't exactly know what's going on with it, but I figured I would just drop that in here as well. So he says hello.
Hi.
So talking about soaps for a second, you were a child actor. You were doing theater in Philadelphia, and
Around 9 years old professionally.
yeah, and I know at 9 it's probably hard to see like a bigger picture, but on your path to be an actor, did you ever foresee working on a soap? Did you ever see soaps in your actor plan?
It's funny because I didn't at all, because I wasn't I never watched soaps. I remember hearing like the opening to Young and the Restless when I was very young, so my babysitter definitely watched it. But I must have not been. A lot of people grow up watching these things with a parent or grandparent or caretaker. I don't think I watched, but I remember the music. So I never watched soaps. And yeah, I had started in theater, doing theater in Philadelphia and then in New York. I loved being on stage. Then I went to theater school at NYU, where we all take ourselves super seriously and dream of like the stage and films. You know, like you want to be. I don't think I wanted to be a movie star, but I wanted to like make movies and be on the stage. And it wasn't really. However, through my teens, I had an agent, and I would go on auditions regularly for everything from commercials to TV spots on on a Law and Order or something, and soap operas. So I had actually auditioned for soap operas many times. I did like a day player on As the World Turns at some point in school. And I remember that being really fun. I was an extra on Another World.
Oh.
That was my first time on a soap opera set, was Another World. But it still never occurred to me that that was something I could do for more than that. I didn't see it becoming like the whole of my 20s, you know? So by the time Guiding Light came around, it was like a pleasant surprise. And also when I got the role on Guiding Light, I was hired like as a recurring character. Yeah. They had newly aged Tammy. She was, you know, how they do that on soaps where you're a kid one day and the next day you're a teenager. Because when you're a teenager, you can get into more trouble and it's more fun to watch. So they like rapidly aged Tammy. So she was 16 or something. And I was 19. And but I was just there recurring. And I don't think we knew that I would be around for very long or expected that I would be around for very long until that turned into a contract role. And went on for a while. So
how long were you on Guiding Light?
2002 to 2005.
Okay. That's a good chunk of time.
I think it's like 5 years. 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like my coming of age time. Like I had to leave NYU, the theater program, at 19. To work, to take the job on Guiding Light. So I was 19 to whatever, 24, 25. I kind of feel like I became an adult during that time. I moved to New York City on my own and started, life as a grown up.
Gosh.
But was a baby at the same time, right? Like,
Right. Right. Well, I mean, if ever there was a place to have that experience, I think New York is it.
it was. I mean, that's the time. I'm glad that we lived there, like during our 20s and at that time. And
I've always said that like I did it in my early 20s because I don't think I could do it any other time because I didn't know any better.
right.
Like,
So you probably or when you're young and just carefree and.
I'm just like, okay, cool. I can do this. I can live in this little box apartment.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need space. I
No.
don't need anything. I just need like the city and the energy. And
It's nice. It's nice. And going back to it, I do miss it. I miss it a lot.
my dream is to take my daughter there, take Bella to go on we took her when she was 2, but we went during a heat wave. It was 97 degrees and she was 2. And it was just, I thought we'd be frolicking through Central Park, like running around the city. And it was just
not
it's a great first reality moment, It's like the reality is not that fun. So we need to go back when she's a little older and it's not 97 degrees.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. I want to touch on dreams for a second because I think we both have this dream like through line through our friendship and whatnot. And the universe has been we kind of touched on this, that the universe sort of fulfills your dreams the way they're meant to be fulfilled, if that makes sense. And I think Misguided speaks to that. Like I've always wanted to be a soap star. I've always wanted, to work in the soap industry, and Misguided has become a thing, and I get to do exactly what I wanted to do. Have you had a dream that you wanted? Could be anything. And then the universe sort of gave it to you in a different way. And was it difficult to accept that way? Or was it just something that you're like, oh yeah, this is how the universe wants me to continue on with this version of it, if that makes sense?
Great question. Totally. I mean, I think here I am in like my 3rd career iteration. Like, I feel like my life now is so different from how it used to be. I've been through a lot of changes. And so I love looking at how the universe conspired to bring me here, because I'm really happy with where I am right now. And it's like very, very, very different from where I was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think, I feel like the dream, what I think is that for me, like the universe knows what my dreams are before I do, is what it feels like. Because I knew when I left LA and I moved to San Diego and I wanted to start over and leave the acting industry, I knew I always have dreamt of like, always had entrepreneurial dreams. Like I just like really wanted to be a business owner. I'm like always thinking about business and entrepreneurship. I don't know why, but then I came here and started a business, and that was, I had a dog walking business, much like my character, similar, right?
Yep.
And did that for a while, but without a bigger dream. I didn't without acting, I didn't know what my life's purpose was, what my career should be about, or anything. I knew it wasn't going to be about walking dogs forever. But coming here, there are a lot of little things that happened where I was led to the opportunity to further my education. I knew I was getting into like wellness, meditation, holistic health. I had drastically changed my diet, things like that. And just things started to pop up to lead me in a direction where I then ended up going to school to become like a holistic health practitioner, which I didn't actually finish that program. I ended up, having my daughter and then getting my master's in nutrition, which led me now to my current work in the nutrition field. But like, I don't think I didn't land here because I one day had a dream, like I want to be a nutritionist someday. I mean, I did when I started nutrition school.
Mm-hmm.
By that point I had this goal, but it wasn't like a lifelong dream. It wasn't a long thing, but I knew like the things that I cared about in terms of wellness, in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of, just various things that I knew I was passionate about. And that's where I feel like the universe kind of put all these little clues in my path.
Yep.
to bring it here. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you, though, I feel like why I'm so inspired by you is like you have such clear vision, I think, about your goals and the things that you want to accomplish. And when when the vision comes to you, that's it, it's over, it's happening. You know, like, for example, you told me I'm going to write a book. Lo and behold, you wrote a book. I, on the other hand, I also have this dream somewhere to write a book about kind of holistic wellness for moms. And so I paid like $100 on New Year's Day, probably, when I thought I could do everything in 2021. You know, that New Year's, like,
especially in 2021, and you're like, after last year, anything is possible.
Anything is possible. So I bought this write a book in 30 days program. So it sent me every day. It sent me prompts. It was supposed to take 30 minutes to an hour a day. And I did the first day of it.
Yeah.
And then life happened, and I haven't written a book, and maybe I'll use those prompts someday. But but I look at you and I'm like, Paul's the guy who like has the vision and the dream, and ain't nothing gonna get in the way. Like, you're like such a doer. And I don't know but you're a Pisces too, aren't you?
So I'm on the cusp of Pisces Aries. Like, I'm right there, a little more on Aries than Pisces, but I'm definitely like right there.
Okay, I guess I'm just full-blown Pisces. I'm like great at the dreaming and less good at the like follow through doing. But so in that sense, it's good that the universe has our back, you know?
Yeah.
Because I've needed the universe to like help me along and nudge me and show me, like, anyway, I don't know if any of that made any sense, but
no, absolutely. I mean, I know between the two of us, like, we definitely have this. I appreciate that you've introduced like meditation and your Buddhist practice, like, to me. And while I don't necessarily dive headfirst into it, I'm, sticking my toe in and doing little pieces that I can really strongly relate to and can more or less keep up on a more daily basis. I do feel like there's a higher being, there's a universal power of something. And just letting that have a little bit more control than you trying to control it completely changes your life. Like, it changes your way in how you interact with people, how you interact with your job, with finances, with everything. And I think that it's really powerful if you in your core believe what is possible. And then back to what you were saying about how I'm a doer and I go out and dream and do things. Part of it is I don't want to, if I say something out loud, I need to follow through with it, because otherwise I'm just like, I'm that person that said something and I can't, where is that? And part of that was, example was moving to LA. I was out here visiting you and we went on a hike, and I didn't envision myself living in LA, but I was here for a week. We went on a gorgeous hike on my birthday, and I saw like nature, and for the first time in LA, and I was like, if the universe wants me to be here, like, let it be. And then 6 months to the day, I arrived on your doorstep.
There you go. Like, LA was calling.
Yeah. And I mean, it wasn't part of that dream.
The universe just being like, this is how you're going to get to the things that you are dreaming about, or that you're, that you're made to be doing.
Yeah, I would love to. I don't know I'm now saying this out loud, so I'll probably end up having to do it. But I don't know if there's a version of this podcast, video cast, whatever this is called, Salon Series, where I can talk to people about this type of thing, like dreams and universal power and that drive that brings us to where we are, and how we can accept and live this not worry-free life, but like allowing the universe to have our back in a bigger way. But I don't know. We'll see. This is just fun now. I get to talk to my friends during shutdown still.
The thing I could do here, because I have like kind of a new thing that a dream actually a dream.
Okay.
That I finally took some action on, or am taking some action on. That I could say out loud so that hold me to it.
Great. Well, it's on the internet. It will be on the internet.
On the
So.
interwebs.
Although if you want me to edit it out later, I'll just go back and do that.
No, I gotta hold myself accountable. No, so I've been, working as a nutritionist and working with a nutraceutical company, like a nutritional supplement company, and just learned a ton about nutrition, about supplements, about health and wellness, and then I've learned a lot just through my own life and motherhood and all those things. So I've always had this dream to do something to lift up moms. Well, always since becoming a mom. I've always had this, like, I know I'm meant to do something that is community driven for moms, that lifts moms, basically recognizing that moms have an incredibly hard job. And I know you know this because you do basically what a lot of moms are doing, helping to raise little humans.
Yeah.
And anyway, long story short, I am going to be releasing a line of nutritional supplements that are supporting stress resilience for busy, stressed moms.
I love it. I love that.
So
I'll also sign up.
I'll send you some. I'm talking like GABA, L-theanine. I'm talking about things that calm us, things. It's kind of like it feels like the next step that I want to take that will put all the dreams I've had so far in my life kind of together.
Yep.
Entrepreneurship, nutrition, wellness, motherhood, just kind of like all the things. And put it out there.
That's awesome.
Mama.
I think I support you in all of this.
Thank you.
And if you need help, I don't know what I can do, but if you need help, I'm obviously happy to.
Yeah.
It's just to be a cheerleader and be like, remember that thing you said on my podcast thing? Like, how's that going? An accountability partner.
Accountability buddy. Thank you.
No problem. I want to get back to soaps for a second because they're so much fun to talk about. Although I could talk to you about the universe and things like that forever. Soap opera tropes. Misguided has done like a number of them, and there's a number of them still to come. Do you have one that you envision for your character and or for the series to play out?
Wait, you used a word that I actually don't think I know.
Oh, what?
Did you say
Trope?
Yeah, you have to explain to me. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, so like a soap opera trope. So it would be like, who's the daddy, or Back from the Dead, an evil twin.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I will say,
Mm-hmm.
just selfishly, if I could have an evil twin, I would go nuts because when I started working on all my children, I don't know if you'll recall, but I played this like whack, crazy psychopath.
Okay.
And it was so fun. And I think people bought it because I got a lot of hate, which was the point. Like I got a lot of people like.
They believed it.
Throwing it out of town. She's like crazy. But or maybe not like any kind of like alter ego situation.
Okay.
Alter ego. That could be amnesia and you come back, but we didn't. So like some kind of alter ego situation.
Right. But that's another soap opera trope is amnesia. Like that's a huge one.
Right. Right.
I think General Hospital is doing it right now. So like I'm literally still watching these things play, and I was like, oh, that's one we haven't done yet, or that's one we have done, or whatever. Right. So I'm excited.
Your version of an alter ego situation, I think.
I am excited you said that, though. I won't say anything else, but I'm excited you said that. Writing this next season has been interesting. It's been in very different iterations. What I'm really excited about is, and I want to say this so that it sticks, again, accountability. But I think this season leads up to what I'm hoping will be a nice fifth season, both of which explore more or less our friendship. And I think that that's kind of a unique relationship we have one like off screen, but like on screen, I think we could play it because we are doing heightened versions of ourselves,
Right.
kind of like I'm sure you watched, maybe you didn't, the 90210 heightened version reality show
Right.
that they did.
Totally.
But
Love that.
I mean, that's kind of what we've been doing since season
Right.
one. Is we're playing heightened versions, fictionalized heightened versions of ourselves.
Full
Um, yeah, so I'm excited to see what dynamics that friendship has, um, because rewatching, I've rewatched the past couple seasons, and I mean, we definitely care about each other, but I do selfishly think that this version of Paul is very into himself, and he just wants what's for him, and I think that can sometimes be trying on a friendship. Um, which then
Definitely.
leads to some conflict and some drama, which everyone needs and everyone wants to see. And I don't think we will have a cat fight because I think that's a weird dynamic between a man and a woman. Uh, but I would, but I would love to have like
Tension.
because we are friends in real life, and I think we can do those type of cat fights. I don't know how that plays out yet. That like Rebecca Budig and Alicia Minshew
Well,
had
I can't quite pull your hair, can I?
no, 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 no. And it would look so I don't think I could physically pull your hair like even as an actor. Like I there's no
Although
way.
I had to learn, I did a show, like a theater show in New York as a teenager, and there were fight scenes, and we had a fight coordinator who like teaches us how to fake fight or whatever,
Mhm.
and there was hair pulling, and it was like a fist. So you actually don't even have to grab hair, but it was like a fist, and it's really more the person who's getting their hair pulled does
The
all the
pull-
like
yeah.
moving and whatever. Oh, that was so fun.
But like fights are fun. I just think having a male female fight is tricky. And
When you put physicality to it, especially.
yeah. But I definitely think we can both be pretty catty, and that would be pretty fun to play. Um,
Right.
but no spoilers. I don't think that's happening. We'll see. Um, so we began this by talking about our friendship, and how it began by me asking you for advice to be an actor. You've also, through the years, have given me advice on relationships. Protect Your Heart was one that's really stuck with me for a long time because I tend to rush into relationships very fast, or my version of what I think is happening as a relationship.
Probably Pisces in you.
But I'm curious if there's a piece of advice that you have received that you just hold on so well, that then you might even just pass on to Vela, or you pass on to friends, that just like really speaks to you um, on a core level.
That's a great question. I don't know if I have a great answer to it, like that, like quote that I live by or anything like that. But I definitely have had like strong role models in my life. My mother being one. She's a very strong female. Like hardworking, cares about a lot of things, and just doesn't rest. She just is always like working to contribute to the world.
Before you continue, I want to reiterate that, and I think your mother is phenomenal.
Oh, thank you. She loves it too. And like, even back to even grandmothers, and like my dad's mom, who was a trailblazer, really. Like, she worked as a realtor and for the news. She was born in 1903 and grew up, had 4 kids, and worked for the newspaper and as a real estate agent.
Oh my God.
And like, I don't think wives and mothers were like going to work really at that time like that. Anyway, it's a lot of like strong female figures. And then also my manager when I was acting, I had a manager who was like a mama bear to me, because she was my manager from the time I was 9
Okay.
until I told her that I was going to move to San Diego, and kind of broke her heart, I'm sure. But Edie was a strong role model for me through all of those years too. And I think it wasn't necessarily like, I don't necessarily have like one piece of advice that has always carried me through, but I think it's the influence of strong women that all have kind of shown me like, you can do what you want to do. Like, listen, I was whatever, 7 or 8 years old when I told my mom, she'll tell you the quote was, I told her that for Christmas, what I wanted was the portfolio and an agent. I don't even know what I meant by portfolio. Like, did I want to be a model? I have no idea. But I knew I wanted to like have an agent. I wanted to go on auditions. I wanted to perform. And and that she could very easily have been like, that's cute, honey. Like,
Yeah.
you can do the play in high school and like be serious. But she like found my manager. She helped me. She supported me. She and my dad, took me to New York 1,000 times for auditions from Philadelphia. Anyway, my point is, I always had women in particular that really didn't let anything get in their way, broke barriers, worked hard, and showed me that whatever my dream is, whether it's to be on television, to be on stage, which it was for a long time, or whether it's whatever it is that I, want to do in my life, they're all like, like you, like being cheerleaders and being like, you can do it. There's nothing you can't do. And I just feel like having that real sense that there is no dream too big, or there is nothing you can't accomplish, that just like, I feel like that's always given me confidence. And I feel like every woman, and that's what I hope to instill for Vella too, is, whatever you want to do in life, there's nothing to stop you. You are capable. You can do it. You have my support. I just want to pass along that sense of confidence that
That's perfect.
that we can be anything.
I mean, that's perfect. I mean, I don't think you need anything more than that. Like, I mean, having that strong support system that's like allowing you to live the way you want to live and is invaluable. Like,
Right.
not everybody,
Like, to dream big.
yeah, because not everybody has it, and to have it, it's very fortunate. And to realize that is also a blessing.
Yeah, really.
Oh gosh, I would love. I could literally talk to you forever, and I mean, I probably have.
Like, we need just do long for like, a good.
I know, like
Of our
like an offline, like wine and chat that night.
Yeah, like a long wine and chat night. Exactly.
We should do that. We won't record it for everyone, but but I will. I'm gonna sign off. We'll post all of your social media in the description on the screen, so people can follow you, can follow your journey and everything. It's as always, it is lovely chatting with you, and
Likewise, my friend.
the fact that you are in my life and I have been able to watch you grow from in your 20s to now and do that alongside of you has been a blessing, and I'm so happy about it.
The same way. Thank you.
I will sign off now, and we can chat, and I will talk to everyone else later. Bye.